I've already reviewed these two parts, but now I'm going to give you an in-depth into the two-part of Rebel Moon. The first part is Child on Fire, the other is the Scarbringer. Oh, well, what do we get? This is the cast of, oh my, this crap. Yes. We have actors who are better than this shit. I mean, look, we have Jaimin Hansu wasted in this movie. We've got Sophia Bro. I'm not going to pronounce her last name. She's wasted in this movie. I don't know who this Bo Donna. I don't know if I've seen it. Anthony Hopkins is Robot Jimmy, who in the second half seems to turn into a stalker robot hippie or whatever. Carrie Elways is the king. Yeah, I'll get through. Yeah, I just want to show. Yeah. And there's, yep, a big cast, and it is a complete piece of shit. The main villain. Oh dear God, is he just not good? Yeah. I mean, we're looking at this cast and going, yep. This is the cast of this boring film. Oh, and by the way, it's funny. She comes. Yeah, she. Like I said, I'll get to most of this, but I want to just show some of the cast. Now we go here. Okay, what we get is we get Anthony Hopkins narrates both part of this, and Atreus Noble. That's the end screen character. Noble. Interesting. Choice for a name for a character. Yeah. This is the cast of the first one. Let's look at it. Sophia Bourdelle. Forget her last name. She's Cora. Yes, she's also known as the Scarbringer. We have Jaimin Hansu, Titus. Yes. Ed Skrein, he is Noble. Here, yeah, Ray Fisher's actually only in the first part of this, and he dies. He dies, sacrifice himself. So, yeah, this is just the first part, and essentially you can read the whole stupid plot of this ship. But what we have is that we find out in a flashback from Cora. Oh God, the slow mo. They slow down at the beginning of this. So we see Cora's hair move slow. Yeah, they actually slow down things so that you can see Cora's hair move. Yeah. And how to put this? This movie's shit. But we start out with, we have the space Nazis. Yes, I'm going to call them the space Nazis because that's essentially what they are. And Cora's adopted father is basically the main villain of the whole thing. He's supposed to be kind of the Emperor Palpatine. Yeah. And the Motherworld. That's what they call themselves. The Motherworld. Space Nazis. And her adopted father is sort of the one running everything. The Imperium. Yeah. I guess he was supposed to be originally the right hand of the king before he betrayed and murdered him. But, yeah. And so what happens is the noble shows up on this farm planet, don't care what the name of it, to basically seek the wheat, the grain, the food, And Ed Skrein, how to put this? He's a villain in the sense that it turns out he's half a cyborg, yeah. And yes, he is half a robot. We find that out at the end of the first movie. that he's actually half robot. Yeah. And the acting is shit. It's because the writing is written by Zack Snyder. It's produced by him and his wife. His wife, I think, produced this. Yeah, Deborah Snyder was Zack's wife. He wrote this. He came up with the story. Zack Snyder doesn't know how to write a story. He wrote the screenplay. He directed this. He's the cinematographer. I'll show you. Yeah, he is the cinematographer right here. Zack Snyder. Dobie Dorn, I don't know who that is. He did the, we got somebody, this guy right here, I don't know who this is. This guy, he did the score. It's kind of shit. I don't know if this is Zack Snyder's company, Stone Quarry, I think it is. It's distributed by Netflix. But essentially we have a movie that wishes it was Star Wars. And I'm not talking about the good Star Wars, more like it's Disney Star Wars. And it's just boring. And we have basically Korra's hiding because of, in the second movie you find out that she's supposed to protect the princess, who, by the way, is Jesus in this movie. Because when we get the flashback with Princess Isa, she resurrects a dead bird. That's right. Oh yes, she resurrects a dead bird. Mind you, everyone, Jesus, people. She is the MacGuffin, also known as Jesus. Because, well, we find out in the second, I'll get to it. We see in the second half, Korra basically reveals that her adopted father basically betrayed the king, lured him into a trap, and proceeded to kill him and his wife, and then had Korra kill the princess because he was afraid the princess was going to change everything. Fear of change is why her adopted father, and the girl goes, I forgive you. And she goes, don't. Shoots her and all this light comes out of her. Oh, dear Lord. And then he calls her, she gets betrayed by her adopted father, and she runs for her life. And this is why she's on this planet at the beginning of the movie. Velt, I think it's called. And she's a farmer. Yeah. And I'm just like, wow, this cast is, Anthony Hopkins, why is he a robot? I couldn't tell you. But, yeah. I'm trying to figure out which one of these people played because the guy who plays the main villain, he has this weird, really fucked up beard that doesn't make any sense. He honestly looks like a really bad cosplay character. The beard looks fake. The hair looks fake. He honestly looks like he's fat and they try to put a beard on him. I'm not joking. There's something about his face that makes you go, what the fuck is wrong with this guy's face? I can't understand what's wrong with it. It sticks out. It does. It's like, it makes you go, what is going on with this guy's fucking... Yeah, it's like, wow, what is going on with this actor who plays her adopted father? So they're not showing him. I'm trying to look for him. He's not in but one scene in the beginning of this first movie where he saves Korra. Oh yeah, beginning of the movie, we find Korra is a little girl. Basically, her planet has been ransacked. She gets rescued by, oh, I forget his name. Shit. I mean, that's how forgettable these characters are. They're not, they're forgettable. They really are very forgettable. I'm not even seeing the guy who's supposed to play the man who betrays the king. The slain king and everything. They don't seem to have him on here. But yeah, essentially, Korra's adopted father, well, we see that when she's a little girl, her home world's been raided, and she basically picks up, without hesitation, not knowing it's empty, goes to pull the trigger and it doesn't, and he doesn't die. So he takes her and trains her as a warrior, and basically, yeah. And then we find in the second half that the reason she's hiding is because she killed the princess, and then she's betrayed by her adopted father, who I forget what his name is in the movie. They seem to not even put him, I'm not joking, they don't even seem to put him in the cast. I don't know if he's even here. I'm trying to remember what his name is in the movie. It's like, I forget the actor who plays him, because he's not remarkably like anything you can think of. That's why I'm trying to figure out who he happens to be in the movie, because his beard is really kind of... I thought that was Jared Harris for a second. Kind of made me think of Jared Harris. But I'm not seeing the guy. Where is he? Yeah, I don't actually see the actor who plays the main villain. He's the one who's behind the betrayal of the king. They don't show him here. I'm looking, I'm trying to find who the hell he is. The actor that plays him, I don't see him at all. It's like they really do not let you see who the hell he is. That's how I'm not joking. I'm looking at the cast and I do like, and it's like I can't see who the hell played this guy. I honestly forget his name. Everyone would forget the guy's name because he's not remarkable. That's the problem. He's a cast member, yet they don't show him. They show all these other characters, but him I don't see at all. I'm not joking. He doesn't seem to even show up here. And then let's look at the second half of this. Let's see if they even bring him in. I'm just trying to find... No. He's not even in the second part. He died in the first movie. Where is the actor who plays... Oh, this is him. Yeah, this is the guy. He is so unremarkably boring. He's supposed to be this... His beard, it honestly looks like shit. He's the regent... Belarus? Yeah, he is Korra's adopted father. And he has one of the worst looking beards in the entire fucking thing. I was like, what does he look like? And it's... Now that I saw his face, I was like, okay, but they don't put him here. But is he here? I don't see him here. They don't put him in the first movie's credits in this. I'm just going by Wikipedia. So this is him. And he's just unremarkable. He's supposed to be he betrays the king to become the king because he's afraid of the princess. He wants the princess dead. She dies, but apparently she's not dead because it turns out she's still alive in Djimon Hounsou's character. Yes. I'm all over the place on this because this movie is 2 parts of shit. But essentially, Korra goes on a journey to get a bunch of, it's the 7th Samurai. Yes, we're seeing the beginning of recruit the people who are going to help. This is essentially the plot of 7th Samurai. I wish I were watching 7th Samurai over this, but yes. And so her first journey is to go out and look for the people to help her to take down the space Nazis. Or the space Nazis. And they get betrayed by Charlie Hunnam, who lets them know that he is just in it for the money. And, he's Hunnam, or whatever his name is. He plays Kai, he betrays the group. And then Ray Fisher's character sacrifices him. He's Blood Axe. Kills himself to blow up the ship. Kill the guy, stop him from killing everyone. And basically Korra takes on Noble and seems to kill him. Yeah, she is a boss lady. She's like the Ray of this. I didn't want to admit it first, but after seeing it, she's pretty much Ray. She can kick every guy's ass. I know she's trained as a soldier, but seriously? Yep. She literally can beat the shit of all the guys. And she's been travel. She gets all the from Jaimin Hansu to all these others, and then they get betrayed, and then they fight at this dock. And basically, like I said, Rayfish sacrifices himself, and then we get to Kara versus Noble, and they fight, and basically she stabs him, and it looks like he dies. And I mean, she does say that, he falls, he's broken on the rocks. No, he literally she stabbed him, he fell, it looks like he dies, and then it turns out he's kind of a cyborg. Because they open up parts of the body to show that he has metal inside, and then they're hooking these weird lighted hoses up to him to resurrect him. Then we see the Imperium, the main villain, who's the Emperor Palpatine. And he's as unremarkable dog shit as we thought. And he wants him to retrieve Korra so he can kill her. Yeah. So that first movie is all about getting the group together, the band together, to basically stop the evil space Nazis. And yeah, and they're a bunch of farmers, Yep, and she gets betrayed. At the end, they all head back to the farm where the first movie begins. The second movie begins with the first one. The first one was called Child on Fire. Okay. Yeah, a child of fire. Don't know what that means, but the Scargiver, which is the second half of this crap, is her nickname because she left Noble with a scar. She gave him a scar. Get it? Scar. Giver. It's a dumb title. And essentially, we come back to they're resurrecting Noble, the Kylo Ren of this shit. Yes. He has an attitude like Kylo Ren. And they're going to go to the planet because they know Kara's there. So they're heading to Velt, I think is what it's called. And they call it the Mother World, but I'm going to call it Space Nazis. Or Nazi Germany in space, aka Motherland. Okay. Yeah. And they have this whole thing against half-breeds because Korra's not a pure blood. Yep, that comes up in the second half when we find out why she fled and why she went into hiding. Was she reveals that she was supposed to protect the princess. Like I said in the first, she resurrected a bird. She's Jesus. And the betrayal comes when she is following behind the princess and her parents. And the current king, played by Carrie Elwes, believes his daughter will change the future, which scares her. Belisarius, I think is his name. It's kind of shit. And he decides to kill the king and queen and kill their daughter because he's afraid of her. Go figure. And then as soon as Korra shoots her and kills her, he calls it. And then calls her the murderer. Everyone turns on her, and then he goes, "Why would we accept you? You're not even one of us. You're not a pure blood." Yes, there's racism in this movie. Congratulations. So she has to free herself. Oh God, it's so bad. Yeah, and then this movie gets so much more worse. Zack Snyder loves slow-mo. It's like he makes love to it, gets an erection from it, because they put in orchestra and some weird score for farming that doesn't fit with the scene. Their score in this is some orchestra with singing, where they're singing. It's like, why is this when they're farming? It doesn't fit with the scene. I'm not joking. It does not fit with the scene. And essentially, we have a showdown of Seven Samurai on this Velt, I think is what it's called. And the android, voiced by Anthony Hopkins, literally is looking like a freaking stalker from a distance. He's a hippie. He has horns on his head and then some crown, thinks he's a king. Could not give two shits. I mean, I said before that I was going to go more into this. This second half is even more, it's more, not like, serves a purpose. It's how can we make it too long and too boring? Oh, we'll slow down um, farming. Yes, and they put this, like I said, they put this weird orchestra with singing in it that doesn't fit the scene. Usually, okay, if you look at Phantom Menace, when Darth Maul takes on Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi, you have this orchestra with, you know, people, not singing but going, you know, to emphasize this is a hell of a battle, life-saving battle we're about to see. That doesn't play into farming. It doesn't work for a scene involving farming. No, seriously. They slow this shit down so you can slow-mo this shit on farming. Oh, yeah. And then, of course, they have to learn how to use weapons, which, by the way, it seems that these farmers are really quick at picking up how to shoot weapons. I'm not joking. And being able to cut things. It's like, there's no way that regular farmers could do what these people can do like that. I mean, they pick it up like, you literally pick up a rifle and able to know how to aim it and fire it. And it's like, if they knew how to do this, why didn't they not protect themselves before? So you got Djimon Hounsou here. He sings at one point. Guy can sing. But it's like, oh, I get why he's doing the singing. And then we get them sitting down to talk, do their oh yes, their backstories. Djimon Hounsou's is that his men were killed because he dared to stand up to the space Nazis. And because he did that, all his men got blown up. So he wants revenge. Then we get the prince. Yes, there's a prince in this movie. His father gets killed for daring to stand up to the space Nazis. And then his mother commits suicide, and yeah, he loses his whole homeworld. And then we get the Asian chick, who I said, remind me of Toshiro Mifune. She's supposed to be Toshiro Mifune, understand that. And her village, she tells hers, everyone she knows is dead. She takes and cuts her arms off, put these cybernetic ones on. She has two blades. They're red. They light up red instead of blue. Because he couldn't get the use of lifesavers, so get over it. And essentially, yeah, and they're born. Their backstories are absolutely atrocious. And then we get Korra, and Titus asked her, and, well, reasoning out, is there anything else? Because we find out at the end he knows that what she did, which was she shot the princess. Oh, and he knew this, because then he reveals after she's still alive. So basically they agree, we'll stand with you. Jimmy shows up. It's like, oh, the prince's alive. Okay, well, I'll fight. We'll all fight. We'll all get together and jerk ourselves off and finger bang each other. And we're going to fight for the evil space Nazis and find the MacGuffin, the princess, Jesus princess. Yes, Isa. That's her name. Might as well just call her female Jesus. Yeah. But before that, we get, oh yes, if you've seen Star Wars, you've seen the Death Star get blown up in both A New Hope and Return of the Jedi. Well, here they go, this space, what is it, the Juggernaut, which is technically there's Death Star. Oh yes, Korra is literally the most badass, even better than the men. Yes, except when it comes to Noble. He does actually knock her around. She does get knocked around only by Noble, really. The half android, half human who doesn't know he's an android. I'm not joking. They have a thing sticking out of his head that pulls up to allow them to hook a hose into his back of his fucking head. Yeah, they use it to resurrect him. So, essentially, the village comes under fire. They're fighting. They're blowing shit up. And then, they basically go to war. And they surprise Noble at first because there's a speech, or him and Korra having where she says, take the grain and leave with your life. Oh, you know that whole, if you don't leave, you'll die speech. And he goes, how about I just, take your women and children and kill you, or you come with me. Basically, if you come with me, I'll leave everyone alone. And basically, she considers doing it until, you know, the gunner basically decides, nah, we're going to. He takes her gun, shoots things, starts the war, surprising Noble. Yeah, surprising the, Noble, who's like, what the fuck? It's bad. I mean, it's slow-mo shit. It's slow-mo shit. I'm giving you more in-depth of this. Now, the funny thing is, this chick right here, she's Ray Fisher's Darren's sister, Diva, I think is her name. She only shows up at the end of this shit to basically be the cleanup crew. All the rebels show up, and the rest of the rebels show up, and it's like at the end, and then she's acting like she's giving some, speech. It's like, bitch, where the fuck were you for the most part? You didn't help shit. You showed up at the end to do a cleanup. You literally did nothing for us, and. Yeah, it's atrocious. She plants, and this is how they stop the Juggernaut. Korra plants bombs. So when they go to fire this to blow up the village, the bombs go up and destroy the Juggernaut. And then Korra fights Noble. They basically have these two swords that are light up blue. And Korra grabs one, and it hurts her hand, so she wraps up her, so that she can actually hold the thing. They fight. And then basically, as it looks like she's going to die, Gunner stabs him through the back. Oh yeah, he gets shot. And, he does die. That's a spoiler. Gunner dies at the end. After, it looks like, oh yeah, and then Korra basically traps Noble and we see the sword, we hear the head get lobbed off, but we don't actually completely see the head get lobbed off, because this is PG-13, and then come later this year, we will get a 6-hour cut. That's 3 hours for each of the first 2 parts of this shit. This shite. And it is shite. It smells like shit. It is shit. It's fuck off. Stop giving this out. Oh no, there's the third one coming. I will show you. I actually was putting this in, and I said, hold on. I went like this. Oops, let me put in... Look, we're actually going to get a third part of this crap. Yes, it's a huge hit. I'll show you. Okay, top 10 for... Oh, I'm talking about it for... Whoops. Here they are. Well, this is actually not this week, because number 1 is actually the, God, this isn't even the, no, it's, God, what is this shit? What is the, okay, so we go, I can't. I looked at it and said, yeah, it showed that this movie right here, which is the second part, is number 1 right now. I had it up. I can't find it now, but yeah, they're gonna do a third part. No doubt, this thing was a hit for them. But yeah. Oh, I'm not done. I just took a little break. Yeah. So. Yeah, after she cuts off and they get back to the planet, Gunner dies as the rest of the rebels show up and do cleanup, and then Titus reveals, I knew you But you didn't kill her. She's still alive. That's right. Now her job, what do I do? Well, you're supposed to find the MacGuffin, Princess Jesus, and yeah, find the Jesus MacGuffin. Yes. To basically stop the evil space Nazis. Yes. That's essentially what this is. To basically stop her adopted father. Yes, we are talking about space Nazis. Oh, man. Yeah. I was like, wow, they actually put the weirdest score for Farming. Farming, is boring to begin with. But they particularly found a need to put in a whole thing of this weird orchestra music for Farming. You know, like I said, when you look at the scene at the end of Phantom Menace Maul, Darth Maul versus, yeah, they do put this, and it fits for what we're seeing. This is an epic battle between the returning Sith and two Jedi's, a Padawan and his master. And it is needing that epic, but for Farming, you don't put this weird ass score. Yeah. And it spends a lot of time of, oh yeah, their backstories. I talk about their backstories. They don't matter. Yeah, and of course, we have several deaths in this movie. We have Den gets killed. He actually dies when he goes and takes on Noble on a ship, and Noble kills him, and he falls out of the plane. Nemesis, that's her name. She gets killed in this movie. Yeah. And he only shows up for one scene, and that has to do with killing the king and then blaming his adopted daughter because she's not a pure blood. Not kidding, that actually is what they go with. Oh, God. Yeah, he's not in this movie at all. He only was in the first one where he died, stopping the ship from killing everyone. He did. This chick right here only shows up at the end to give some idiotic speech, and then, you can fuck right off. You are not even relevant to this story. And this guy basically shows up at, like I said, one scene in the first one. At the end of the movie, he's there at the beginning when he rescues Cora, and then he's there at the end when we find out he's the leader now of the space Nazis. And it's clear he without even showing it, he killed the king and queen. Their daughter is dead, but then it turns out she's alive. God, yeah. People, they see this and everyone's right. This is worse than the first one. It's like rehashing, nothing. Zack Snyder doesn't know what he's doing. He has this overabundance of slow-mo, which should only be used, like I said in Blade, in one scene. He oversaturates it. Farming's done in slow-mo. Everything's done in slow-mo. At one point, I swear in the first movie, he had Kara's hair slowed down to let that flap in the wind. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I was delusional seeing that, but it is like he doesn't know when to stop. So yeah. The Noble thing, like him and Cora's fight, it's shit. It is. It's actually shit. It's not very good. I mean, they're using blades that light up blue. They're actually swords that light up blue. And it's ridiculous. It's a waste of a movie. I mean, honestly, there's going to probably be a third one because this one did, in fact, do well enough to get a third one. I'm pretty sure people saw this out of curiosity. How worse can it be? It's worse than the first one. But here's the thing. The cultists, the super fans don't care. They love everything Zack Snyder does. Doesn't matter what it is. It can be pure, absolute shit, and they'll still see it because these people have no taste in understanding what movies and cinema are. That's why Zack Snyder rips off everyone else's work to make his seem less shit. But it is shit. And oh my god. Oh yeah, it's just the whole thing doesn't seem to. I know it takes place right at the there. There seems to be a disconnect between the two movies because you get a bit of rehash of the first movie, and so yeah, this you like I said at the end that we have to find the MacGuffin, and the the first of all, Gunnar and Cora have no chemistry. They're trying to act like they're in a relationship and everything. It's like you have no chemistry. Oh my god. It's like, what the fuck? Yeah, there's no. And Anthony Hopkins gets paid to do a voice of a fucking robot who literally serves no purpose in the movie, except for to be in the way. Yeah, so. Yeah, that's all they call Carrie Elways and the actress who plays wife. The king and queen. They give their daughter a name, but not the king. He's not got a name. He's just a nobody king. Yeah. And I just go, wow, this thing did not need to exist. But we're here. It's a MacGuffin story. Get the MacGuffin, get the MacGuffin, get the MacGuffin. Oh my god. The moment I saw the princess, she's a MacGuffin. And it turns out she has Jesus powers. Yay! Can't wait till this shit comes out. Yeah. So, I just wanted to go more into this. I know, they're bullshit. It's two parts of the same turd. Zack Snyder really doesn't know what he's doing. I watched it again because I just couldn't, when I said I want more of this, I couldn't stop watching it. It's so bad, my brain didn't want to believe it actually existed. So just like when Godzilla 98 came out, I saw the damn thing 3 times and I finally said, okay, this really is shit and it does exist and what the fuck. Same thing here. I saw this again because I couldn't believe what I had seen. I really thought, what the fuck am I watching? Holy crap, I can't stand Zack Snyder and this is his worst shit today. It is an incomprehensible. You don't give a fuck about these characters. There's got to be a point where somebody goes, okay, I can't direct anymore. But yeah, we get the first part is all about getting the 7 samurai together. Yes, that's essentially the story. The story is 7 samurai. And she goes out to collect them, bring them back to the Welt, and get them ready to fight the space Nazis. And no comedy. This movie is a joke, but not because of the people who, would probably put out, I don't know. But yeah. So I went a little more into this. It's still putrid shit. But it's like, I could go, like, wow, it's just bad. The story makes no sense. And you have, like, no resolution, by the way. There is no resolution. It's, let's set up for the next fucking movie. There's no sense of, okay, why should anybody care about this? They don't care. Honestly, people who made this movie don't give a shit. You have actors wasted. You have her wasted. You have Jamin Hansu, Ed Skrein. A lot of these actors did what they could because, it's shit. Or as the Brits say, shite. But, God, it just doesn't make sense. It's essentially, he doesn't know what he's doing. And instead of being, I don't know how to put it. I don't know what goes on in that idiot's mind. Because it's like Sucker Punch. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, and so I just want to quickly do that again. Go a little more into this. But yeah, this is worse. This movie's worse than the first one. It's like, you get an idea. Like, I could go through, and explain. I have, compared to this, I've actually been thinking of an idea for a Batman trilogy that is not an origin story, but ends with Batman being killed by Deathstroke. And I thought, yes, and we're going to have, and I was like, oh, I started coming up with the idea of the cast for this. If it were to happen, it's R-rated, but it's not going to happen because Warner Brothers would never dare do it. They wouldn't pull the trigger on a Batman trilogy where Batman gets killed. And I'll just say this, it is an awesome death. It's unlike in Suicide Squad kills the Justice League, this thing has a purpose to why he dies. But getting back to this is probably worse than his army of the dead. It is. But he's going to make another one. It's already probably confirmed. They're going to probably make another one. And people will tune in, watch it. And then you have the 6-hour cut of this crap coming out for part 1 is 3 hours, part 2 is 3 hours. That's 6 hours. Sit there and watch yeah, and it's edited really weird. The editing in this and the framing of it is terrible. I mean, it's like, he doesn't understand that you don't need to slow every fucking thing down. The framing of this is kind of shit. He pulls the camera behind something. It's like, you don't want to obstruct the view. But yeah, so Cora's she's the, what is it? The ray of this. Yeah, she's better than the men. But yeah, I could talk about this forever, but Jesus Christ, this movie's terrible. So this is Gilgamesh. I will talk to you later. Bye.